What does that mean? Open Pandora's box. What is she said, have you ever seen that movie Hellraiser? It looked like a pretty little box and then all that shit shot out of it. Yeah, I can understand. Actually, I really can't understand, but I can understand. I can see. I can see her. I can see her. But I can't understand. I just saw a meme. Said nobody likes a know-it-all, but then it's like me sitting back watching everything I predicted unfold after everybody thought I was crazy. That's an INFJ's 5-year plan. So you can, the meme of Willy Wonka, it's Gene Wilder says, "Oh, you don't believe me? We'll kindly revisit this conversation in about 5 years." INFJ. Anyway. Yeah, I understand the dopamine hit that people get from likes and all that fun stuff. So I want to do a little social experiment. Since they've opened up Pandora's box of divine justice and judgment, karmic retribution. And now, granted, before I trigger the hell out of you, nobody's any different because, I mean, I've always been on the opposite side of what I'm about to ask. But, we want to fish for likes. We want to fish for likes, especially since there's like, I get like 20 views, 2 likes. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not really going for any likes, but we do want to try the social experiment because you should like yourself. You should certainly have some degree of self-love. But with all the shit going on in the background in this situation, and this is kind of what YouTube, that shit's like global. And I know a lot of spiritual people watch this, so let's see. Number one. Let's see, what would number one be? It, so let's think about this for a minute. Well, number one, who's been sober for a year? give, give me a like. If you haven't done plant medicine, had a drink. Now, I mean, a drug is a drug is a drug. I can understand. And coffee. Squirrel. Squirrel, sorry. ADD kicked in. Squirrel. What's the spiritual meaning of squirrel chatter? Right. I mean, you step into this realm of spirituality, people are absolutely going to think you're nuts. My question is, why, why are they, picking up crystalline pipes in the cards instead of crystalline auras? Number two, yeah, I know everybody's into the manifestation. Everybody wants to manifest love, manifest money, all that fun stuff. Great. Give a like if you have. Let's pick a small number. Give a like if you have $1,000 in the bank. If $1,000 saved, $1,000 saved. That sounds good. Little bird. Now number three, and I know how everybody likes to downsize. Christ Almighty, I do, and have many, many, many times. Little bird told me. Anyway, I have so much fun with this. And now be it, your parents' house, grandparents' house, aunt, uncle, cousin's house, paid for homes. pay no mortgages, no rent, just yearly taxes, things of that nature. Give me a like. Since fighting over inheritance and all that shit seems to be so predominant in the cards, that's what it is. I mean, paid for homes. Since parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all of them have that shit. And quickly on their way out and can't take it with them. Going nuts in your cards. Let's see. Number 3, education. Degree, certification, and or otherwise. Something completed. Something you have completed. You've got that energy of a lifetime student in the cards. It's what I mean. You're never going to stop learning. You're never going to stop learning. Me, I get right to the end and decide that, being a test away, they want you to pay for the fucking test, and without getting the job, you don't even know you're going to get the job. It's such a scam. That's what it is. I think one of the most beautiful things I ever heard from, was it Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs, one of them, said he dropped out of college because it greatly increased his education when he did. If you can remember that quote, give me a like. Put that. Give yourself a like. This is all about liking yourself. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. What are we on 3? Yeah, give yourself a like and then put 1, 2, or 3 on how many likes. Since you can only give 1 like to yourself, just drop the number. Because at this point, if we're over halfway there, and there's nobody here that likes themselves at least 1, 2, or 3 times, then chances are you're not the 1, the 2, or the 3. But then you have that energy of the cards, as they thought the Earth Angel was the 1, the 2, or the 3 to target. Interesting. I would absolutely target an Earth Angel. I would hunt them jokers down like Freddy with a mystery machine, glowing and shit. I even have the Scooby Daisy. Got the Scooby Daisy. But if you're only as successful as the 5 people you surround yourself with, and we've made it to 3, we want 1 like with at least a number 3 in the comments. If there's no likes and not a 1, a 2, or a 3, well then we've already failed more than half this 5-question test. That's number 4. Who would have a paid for vehicle? No monthly bullshit. Something that's paid for, and insurance. You must pay your insurance. Don't be driving around with no insurance. Confirmation. What do we got? 827. Run those numbers. Oh, 900 on the timestamp. And a lot of that energy within the cards about a Pisces with a direct connection to source. So we do want to find those. We certainly want to find that Pisces that gets a direct download from the Most High, because I want to find out how your technique matches up to mine. I want to find out how your technique matches up to mine, because it's certainly duplicatable for certain personality types. But you don't want to tell everything that you know, Pisces. You don't want to tell everything that you know, especially not with them harvesting your spiritual protection that they now don't have any, and they're going crazy, like the zombie apocalypse. It's just what it is. Just what it is. Number 5, I know a lot of people have pets. I know a lot of people have pets. How many of your pets are up on all their shots? Because I know how everybody likes to get locked down like animals, masked up, taken taken to the to the. I don't want to even say the vet. I don't think those people are qualified enough to be a vet. That's what it is. To me, it's a concentration camp. Anyway, so yeah, we should have at least 5 likes. But since you can only give one like, there's a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4, or 5. So depending on how many you got right on this quick little test, I mean, we can go over it again. Number 1, are you sober? Number 2 was, do you have a paid for home? Whether it's your parents' home, your grandparents' home, someone with a paid for home in the family, something for your family to fight about. Something for your family to fight about. That's what it is. I mean, fucking, whether it be grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, they've all got fucking houses to fight about in this day and age. In this day and age. Yeah, Red Dragon Country. China flooded. It just that was the domino effect that I don't think anyone was waiting on. On what I do in the dark, yeah, we weren't expecting China to flood. The things that I do in the dark, fucking, when they come to the light, it's, oh shit, China, the Red Dragon Country is underwater. Anyway, so number 1, are you sober? That's 1 like, and you can put a 1. Number 2, do you, your parents, or your grandparents, anyone in your family, have a home paid for? That's a 2. Multiples a plus. Number 3, vehicle. Number 3, vehicle. With your insurance, you have to have your insurance paid. Number 4, certification, degree, a trade, a piece of paper that says you can walk out into the world and be worth something to someone else other than yourself. That would be number 4. And number 5, are your pets up on all their shots? Are they fed well? So what is kids? I don't know about. I don't know about taking kids for anymore. I don't know. I just don't trust those people. I just don't. I don't. I'm glad mine are grown. And see, you guys remember when? What was it? Well, number 1. Yeah, I went to school for radiologic technology across the street, and I can remember in anatomy and physiology when I took A&P. I think it was A&P 2. That's hepatitis was a blood-borne disease. You got it through like IV use, da 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 da. And then I'm sitting in the woods in California in a strawberry field. And that gift of sight that they talk about how Pisces, and it just came out in the cards today about the Pisces sun fate gatekeeper that stands in the bridge between the worlds. That's Pisces' rare ability to walk between the worlds. And yes, the veil is very, very thin between the living and the dead, especially with them opening up Pandora's box trying to defeat Pisces, the healer. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Now they're all scared, they're all running around. Probably don't even have a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4, or a 5 in this test. I got cats and shit running. Now, me, I got stray cats that I feed. You can't catch them to get them to the vet. But I also have a college full of them. 40 years worth of Daisy. Sweetie, she gets taken care of better than I do. She has me to take care of her. Anyway, I'm sitting in a strawberry field, and I know that they're doing weird witchcraft out in the woods because they talked about it. They talked about it, but I associate with that shit. I'd be off in my little meditative spot. And I remember this was right before or after. Don't quote me. I just know it was right around the same time. Before or after, Woodward Entertainment talking about the missing 411 in the woods. That shit came out right before or after this incident. Anyway, I do remember Dolores Cannon talking about portals and opening up portals and shit. Anyway, sitting in the woods, and something jerky motion. And when you talk to the kids in California, they call them government robots, all kinds of shit. Right? Fucking, you would sit and listen to their conversations, and it's like, how are you guys able to see the same things that I do? Talking about, red eyes watching you and fucking. That's what it is. There's some weird shit going on. That's why you always hear about that, the California Watchers and all the weird shit that goes on in the woods out there. Anyway, I remember this portal opening up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? Little bird told me. And I can remember spiritual sebs. I had learned how to ground, shield, and flash. So basically, I see this fucking portal open up. I'm like, what am I looking at right now? And instantly, I drop my grounding cord, 3, 2, 1, drop down, shield up. And as soon as I activated my light, everything reversed and that shit sealed off. So I'm like, what the hell did I just witness? Later on that day, they're talking about how, they were trying to summon shit for whatever. I'm sure it was probably for cash, since homeless people playing with magic. Anyway, remember the synchronicity that popped up. I always think about, what was it, Strawberry Fields Forever? Thought, what a weird fucking song that shit was all about. But, Yellow Submarine, they were always talking about throwing holes. And if you've never seen Yellow Submarine, it's the first thing I thought about. Like somebody has thrown a hole and started jumping in and out of it like Swiss cheese. I don't know why I thought of this story when I see what I predicted after everybody thought I was crazy. When I saw that meme, I thought of this story. So it is, you see these things, and then you read shit about Dolores Cannon talking about portals opening, and then you've got Jay Woodward Woodward Entertainment, talking about the missing 411 in the woods with weird portal shit. Anyway, so I'm seeing this shit before my eyes. And the confirmation I get was a hepatitis outbreak in strawberries. Okay, so now, how are you getting hepatitis outbreak in strawberries? How is a bloodborne disease getting in our food? It was the question. Anyway, regardless of how that happened, we were taught in anatomy and physiology right here across the street that was a bloodborne disease. And they even said it when you look up hepatitis outbreak in California. That's what it is. They never taught us about freaking what A, B, and C, or 1, 2, 3, whatever. So when you think about those situations and weird shit happening, it is very hard to process, because then you have to go and do more research. You think you are a know-it-all. You think you know something because you went to a school that teaches you something. Then you see something weird like that, sober, mind you. You see something weird like this in the woods with a confirmation. And then they're talking about California watchers and all that weird shit. And me, I hunt stuff like that. Especially since you've got fucking multiple readers on the planet talking about Dorothy summoning Jinn. So it's what it is. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Anyway, back to the test of the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, or the 5, depending on how many likes, because you want to like yourself for one of those 5 things. And then go ahead and drop down. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 things that you like yourself for? Because, I mean, that would be the social experiments. If there's not 5 things, or at least one, if there's not at least one thing out of that list that you can like yourself for, has nothing to do with me, then we want to take a step back and look around at this fucking massive hate train wreck around my business and think about who have you been listening to. If they can't score at least 5 out of 5 or 1 out of 5, if they can't score at least 1 out of 5 in the like realm, then that's basically going to let everyone know that if there's 20 views on here with no likes, that community under judgment failed a 5-question test with a 0. And it's just what it is. I mean, no one's any better than anyone else, but fuck, I wouldn't like myself either. And I certainly wouldn't want to be judging someone else's business, since that seems to be the concern in the cards. And yeah, I mean, when I've got chosen 144 talking about my gift of sight, and all you have to do is look up a paranormal INFJ with astral sight activated. And do I need to practice? Well, I mean, you got to go hunting. You got to go hunt weird shit. if you go to Mel Carmine's channel, he had a guest come on talking about messages from higher density beings, and he was really smooth. He was really cool. He said, if people are doing the DNA activations and they're raising their frequency, and they're doing this, that, and the other, if you're not, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like God has chosen some of us to see these things and to get our messages in different ways. No, Daisy, you can't have my stick. Go get it. She does. She fetches. So anyway, he was mirroring. He had technology and he was mirroring. And he said it was like, he equated it to, where natives got the idea for totem poles. And it is. I mean, you got to think. Everybody always, used to take the $20 bill and fold it, and then you would get the twin towers. That's what I kind of compare that to. Hey, look at that. Mockingbird. The spiritual meaning of mockingbird will tell you all we need to know about that right there. Anyway, the way he was mirroring the clouds, different things like that, that's that gift of sight that everyone in tarot land is talking about the INFJ having. It's basically just diverging your eyes, opening your third, and letting go. And it will. She was talking about reality bending. That's a class at Mind Valley. Does an INFJ have a little bit of a better advantage to it? Well, and I'm not saying just the INFJ, it's just they use both sides of their brain. And there's a very easy way to balance that out and let go. Alan Watts talked about the easiest way to get into the meditative state is to pay attention to the sounds that you're hearing. Try not to focus on the sound, just let it play with your eardrums and then let it go. I use the air passing my nostrils. However, I use the 3-2-1 method too, so I can drop down like my life depended on it. And yeah, so I mean, exercising that gift of sight, and who the fuck teaches that when it's like 3 different exercises combined into one? Learning to see energy in the air, Reiki for astral sight exercises, and scrying. My scry mirror, my magic eye art was the key that unlocked all of that. Does it open different realities? Yes. Is that what they're talking about in the cards? Yes. Am I looking for other people that can see the same shit that I can? Yes. What is the key component to finding that individual? They would have to be able to like themselves for all five of the things that I just named that everyone else is jealous of. Yeah, because that's pretty much how I was able to put it all together. They would have to meet those 5 criteria and have a business as a healer. So, I mean, if you don't have that 5 criteria, which would be 5-star reviews, love, light, health, wealth, and abundance, it's simple enough. Anyway, can it be taught? Yes. Does it take a long time? Absolutely. At least 6 months. It would take at least 6 months to activate your astral sight. When they talk about Scott Morgan's channel, he talks about the consciously unconscious INFJ, talks about a world that they have stumbled upon and they so want to share it with the world. Well, you have to use both sides of your brain simultaneously, split right down the middle where the temporal meets the supertemporal, to be able to experience the planes of light. Anyway, if Weirdo on Mel Carmine's channel, if Weirdo on Mel Carmine's channel can do it with technology, then it can be done. When you see it, oh, well, holy shit, I do that with my own 2 eyes. This dude's mirroring it with technology. I do it with my own 2 eyes. Do I know the steps that got there? Yes. Is there other people out there that can do it? Well, I don't know. They would have to be able to answer alike to all of the 5 things I just named. And have a business as a healer, because that's pretty much the determining factor to that energy that's coursing through the cards on the Archangel. Swizz, with all the copycats and all the fakes and the phonies and the frauds and da 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 da. Please don't eat that. What do you mean don't eat that? It's on the ground. If it's on the ground, you eat it, fool. What are you talking about? Anyway. Yeah, I mean, expect things to get a lot weirder when I hear these readers talking about people getting stuck in the astral trying to watch what I do and opening up Pandora's box because they got into my Akashic records. I told you that. I told you that. And the divine setup is Hollywood magic backfiring along with the music industry. It's the same creator consciousness. Once you tap into your connection to source, you're going to be able to write music no one's ever heard before. You're going to be able to write the lyrics for songs that have never been sung, write books that have never been read. Leviathan almost got her. Anyway, when I hear these readers talking about Pisces is about to take a quantum jump and leave everyone behind with that gift of sight, it's just what it is. And I certainly can't be the only one who can do it. So they've got classes for it. Other people have had to have taken the fucking class besides me. I just combined all the techniques together. So it's just what it is. What does it lead to? Fucking seeing Dolores' portals and shit opening up. That's simple enough. Seeing the shit that Homeboy has to use technology for on Mel Carmine's channel. Thank you for that. 848. 848 with a 3. Run those numbers, mind, body, and soul. Do you have to be balanced? Yes. What is there a warning that goes with it? Yes, those witches and warlocks don't like the seer. That's what it is. Can't do anything about that. Will you be able to see people's higher self? Yes. Will you see people's eyes turn black and the energy that fucking operates them? Yes. So, I mean, that's the basic thing is when you're hearing all of these things in tarot that people just can't fathom. You have to take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. That's what it is. I mean, they're just not talking about you, right? So when that becomes the energy that is in those general readings, well, there's where your jealousy, your envy, and your hatred is coming from. So it's not that they're. You'll hear a reader say that. So they hate nothing about you. No, they just hate what I can do, and that's fine. I don't care about that. If I can put a lot of time, effort, and energy into be able to do this weird shit, just for the simple fact that I didn't believe in any of it and tested it out and got my ass handed to me. Hey, don't just because it's on the ground doesn't mean you eat it. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, I can understand that energy that's coursing through the collective of people playing with baneful magic and operating from a space of, well, I mean, let's take the test again, because you're using baneful magic because you want something that another person does. Cool. Are these individuals sober? Are they sober? That's what it is. I mean, Aleister Crowley was an opium addict. The dude ate baby shit, though. So I don't know what these individuals are doing to impress their subconscious mind to summon jinn, but I know it's pretty bad. It's got to be. It's a demon that you have to satisfy to get what you want out of it. And with it backfiring on all of them, fucking expect the unexpected. That's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to get 5-star clients sending me pictures of their daughter that are locked up, explaining the 3 fates to me, or at least visual confirmation of the 3. Yes, the 3 fates have been activated. When you hear a reader talking about fucking, they set the 3 fates in motion. Okay, great. Now you have the sun's fate gatekeeper awakening on your planet. Well, it looks like the math is mathing. Anyway, yeah, whatever entities they summon, especially if it's my ancestors, that Scorpio boogeyman energy that y'all are talking about protecting Pisces. My father had a body count in the hundreds of thousands for Big Brother. My dad was a highway hitman for the Air Force. You know they want to protect their assets. And it's what it is. When I hear readers say they went to Pisces ancestors trying to get them to work with them, I thought, oh, have you fucked up? My dad was born on Halloween. Anyway, enough of that. So, when she says, yeah, they've opened up Pandora's box, you're talking about a Halloween Scorpio boogeyman. Right? When you have Chicago talking about the Earth Angel has fairy and fae blood, my mother's name was the Fae. Talking about me having a connection to birds because of my but the, the Earth Angel has a connection to nature and the birds because of his grandmother. My grandmother's name was Sarah Bird Lowe. Talking about a grandfather that was a carpenter. Okay, cool. My grandfather used to make little outhouses and bird houses and shit. Right? Talk about a connection to no one knows where he's from. He was raised by the Shriners. His last name, White Cotton. He was as native as they come. He was a little bitty. Nobody knows where he came from. That's the problem. When you hear these readers talking about they're trying to learn more about Pisces and they can't. Yeah, no one knows where he came from. He could have landed anywhere. They were Mennonite, branch off the Amish. Anyway, his name was Clyde. Okay, cool. My connection to that is the pink ghost from Pac-Man. Every time I hear that shit in the cards, I'm like, oh, well, there's a sign. There's a sign from the universe. That's what it is. And you're talking about a little 5-foot man that had a hip replacement, fell in his driveway and broke it. That's like having a railroad spike in your femur, right, connected to a ball socket hip piece. Fell and broke the spike in his leg. They had to cut little windows in the thigh bone and chisel it out. That shit's supposed to be permanent. So you're talking about a double hip replacement on one, both hips replaced, but a double on one of them. It's a factory defect. So yes, you're talking about individuals that went through a lot of pain. And I've experienced more pain this incarnation than a human can possibly imagine. So yeah, whatever they opened up, get excited. Get excited. Talking about that grandmother that was connected to nature. Sarah's name keeps popping up. Sarah Bird passed away in a nursing home. They forgot to turn her pacemaker off when they turned her off of life support. And then I keep hearing in the cards about people on life support fighting for their lives. Well, we told you that last year. Pisces ancestors don't play. As soon as I heard that fucking heart chakra would be important, having anything to do with my grandmother, they forgot to shut her pacemaker off when they turned the life support off and just left her there. Think about that. And you got these people thinning the veil to work with Pisces ancestors. You lost your fucking mind. Anyway, yeah, so expect the unexpected. It only gets better from here. I saw West Virginia was getting flooded incredibly. Right after May Witch pops into the mind. You ever seen the movie Porky's? Kids take off into the woods where there's this weird place where you can, if you've never seen the movie Porky's, don't worry about it. Anyway, May was a witch that ran a brothel style place like that. This was back in the years of Prohibition. This was when alcohol was illegal. Anytime him and the servant back during Vietnam, anytime him and the guys that go back there, so you never drank a beverage that they gave you if it was opened, because they'd hang out at the end of the night and they'd put the bottles and marry them together, take ones that weren't drank and pour them into him, put them back in the cooler. They did things differently back then. Anyway. They bring May's name up. I see a cast iron skillet split in 3 pieces, and everybody's shocked. Oh, fucking! And that's like Harry Potter's "He Who Should Not Be Named." Anyway, yeah. So as that energy continues coursing through the cards of whatever some group has done, yeah, freaking unmasking me is what it is. You're not supposed to get that personal into the readings. Okay, cool. So you found an earth angel. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for the other earth angels. So there's a very rare one, like one that no one has ever seen before. Cool. I want to see the others that are on this planet. I don't care about ones that no one has ever seen before. And don't come at me with the copycat shit. I know how to pick out the symbolism out of your birth chart and tarot that makes that what it is. She said blue avian transformer energy. It's Reiki. It's whatever I intend it to be. Oh, gotta go. Namaste.